Genes from the higher planes were inseminated into the physical animal forms populating the earth. This caused a mutation of the animal kingdom, and the ones who received these genes split off. These genes were injected into the animals that the spacemen took on board their ships to accomplish this. The insemination experiments went on until the animal's digestive system was changed and the tail had disappeared. All of this was done so that the entities who were doing the experiments could then enter the bodies and experience the Earth plane. They had done this on other planets in the universe. Every time they find a planet capable of life or already having some sort of life forms, they need to investigate that planet for the Creator God. It is the only way he can know what his total creation is like. Once they inhabited the bodies of the new human, they found that the animal brain that had developed was very strong and stubborn, and that they could not control the animal form. Therefore, they pulled back up out of them until more generations of experiments were done to soften and refine the brain of the animal form so they could infiltrate it with their thoughts. The first brain was a single glob of matter that registered outside stimuli when a pattern was repeated. Any action that was not repeated again and again did not register. It was simply a musculature conditioning to outside activity, outward physical actions. These, of course, included walking, running, eating, elimination of waste, procreation, and all of the basic body functions. When an action such as picking up a rock and throwing it was not repeated for a long period of time, say several weeks or a month, the next time it was performed was like a brand new experience as far as the brain was concerned. It had no memory of the previous try and was a totally new performance. If the action were repeated every day for several days in a row, the muscle content of the brain would register this new twitching or flexing and loosen up the tight constriction of the cells that were photographing this action. It then would become a learned action and an easier task to perform from that point on. As the next generation was born, the flexibility of the brain cells was more prominent due to the use of the one giving the genes. The change in cells of the brain of the parents caused the genes that were passed on to their offspring to be more advanced. It is very important that this be understood. Herein lies the answers to some of humanity's puzzling questions of genealogy. A man could father one child and 3 years later father another who was directly influenced either for good or for bad by what that father did in the 3-year period between fathering the two children. The mother also has this ability to pass on changed genes between offspring. As a matter of fact, she has slightly more influence than the father because the matter for the form is drawn from her cells. The animal-based brain is the motor function center of the physical body. It's a physical organ by which genes are passed from physical evolution. These genes are as thought pictures passed from the parents. It is the control of this animal-based brain for usage by the incarnating soul that is of vital importance.